and welcome to this festive edition of An Coirean, my Irish-inspired Engage model railway. Oh. Yes, hello, welcome to this, as I said, festive edition of An Coirean. As you can see, it says it's 22 days until Xmas. Yes, it's the 3rd of December. And I have the railway still set up, as I said I would. And I'm going to change out these coaches for some wagons, because as the title of this episode suggests, there's going to be a Colman's comparison. That is, I'm going to take you to the desk now and show you something. As you know, Christmas is the time of year where you get together and you think about family and stuff. And my family my family live in East Anglia. So I guess that's kind of slightly the theme. And like half of them support Norwich Football Club, which also plays into this. So let's go over to the desk and have a look at what we're going to look at. Just you join me at the desk, and never mind the clutter. We are in the midst of getting everything ready for Christmas. So I have some tinsel to put up here. See, it's not gone up yet. We're early in December. I have got some lights sort of strung up here and there, but we're at the desk to look at these. So these are my Colman's wagons. I have a weathered van, and I have a Peco made in England wagon. But I'm not going to compare those, obviously. I'm going to compare this with something that I got, I think, like last Christmas. It's the Quality Line Engage Wagons Colman's wagon, which it says on the back, Peco Quality Line Wagons of British Engage 1 to 148 scale. A huge range of authentic railway private owner liveries from pre-grouping up to the BR era, post-BR era. Patented ELC couplings compatible with standard Engage couplings ensure wagons are spaced at a scale distance apart. For the complete Peco range, see the catalogue available from your local model shop. It'll be Cork. Or visit the website at www.peco-uk.com. This is not a toy. Detailed scale models for adult collectors. Dieses ist nicht ein Spielzeug. I can't read the rest of that. It's just the same warning repeated in different languages. And apologies for that pronunciation, it's probably not very good. So I've not actually opened this yet. I've been waiting for the railway to be finished to do this. So I'm going to get it out and compare it. So like I was saying, yes, my family live in East Anglia and half of them live in Norfolk. And I still remember those days as a boy, as a wee lad, of the chant, "Word be out. Where are you? Let's be having you." Yes, those were the days. Well, Colman's of Norwich have a lovely livery for wagons. They have this lovely yellow and red livery, and I'll be sure to run a Colman's wagon over Christmas on the big railway, because I do have them. But now I have 3 of them for my Engage railway. And obviously when you open these, they've got this little tray. It's a very good way of shipping the stuff, and I like the little back scenes there. I don't know if you've ever bought one of these, but it says Quality Line on the side of this factory and Wagon Works over there. So it's a very cool little package. And as you can possibly see, the wagon is attached to this base with some plastic. So now I'm going to turn the camera around and we're going to have a look at it on the desk close up. So here we have my original Colman's number 19 wagon, and it's sat in one of these cradles that the wagons come in, which has neat little wheel ruts in it for different lengths wagons. But this is the older version of the wagon, and you can see the other one behind it. So this one here, as you can see, it's got the old chunky style coupling boxes and plastic wheels, and you know, it's been a staple of the Peco range for a long time, but now they've done the new updated version. So I'm going to pop that over there and I'll open this one up, and while I open it, I'll tell you a little bit about Colman's. So in 1854, Colman's, which had been around for a while, decided to move to Carrow in Norwich with land bought from the Norfolk Railway Company. And they started in 1854
and they completed their move in 1862, which coincided roughly with the opening of the tin workshop, which was in 1856, which allowed them to ship in lots of different sized containers their mustard to shops and things. So by the late 1880s, there were 25 different sizes of container of their mustard. And in order to make it, presumably, they had to get coal, anthracite, I think, from Wales. And they had 27, I think, 12-ton wagons. So the first were numbers 15 to 34, built by Hurst Nelson in 1907. And then numbers 35 to 39 were built, they were finished by September 1908, I think. So around that sort of early 1900s. And this is a model of a 7-plank 12-ton wagon. However, these Peco models are the Railway Clearinghouse 1923 diagram from the Railway Clearinghouse, and so I don't know how accurate this is. I assume it's it's a rendition of the Colman's wagon, but how accurate it is, I don't know. It's very difficult to find pictures, I think, of what they actually look like and whether they were actually in this exact livery. But nonetheless, the livery looks amazing on model railway wagons, so even if there is a slight degree of inaccuracy, it's not really important to me because I think they look great anyways. So this wagon, I think, has an RRP of about £18.50, and they have it on rails of Sheffield at the moment for £16.50. So we can take a look at the wagon now. So you can see we've got the brake rigging, and that bit there's a little bit bent downwards. There we go, fix that. Weirdly, the yellow wagon frame here, it probably should be yellow in between that brake rodding there, but never mind. Maybe it's supposed to be like that. So that's handy. I've got number 19 here, and I've got number 20. So they're both from the 1907 number batch. And you can see that there's a slight difference in the yellow. I think it's slightly brighter on the newer one, and the writing is finer, I would say. We can look at the bottom now, and you can see that it's got, I think they're plastic axles still, but they're held in a sort of little, what would you call it, like a cradle or something. And then they also have pinpoints into these axles. I don't know whether this is all that's holding the things, and the pinpoints are just for show. I'm not sure. These little, let's say, I must have bent that or something, little rodding there. And we've got more modern style couplings as well. Obviously no big massive box thing dangling down. And the buffers are part of the chassis, and the wagon body sits down over the top of the buffers, so they just sort of kind of protrude out from underneath. But it looks good. This is the end door variant. They do have tooling for the sort of no end door variant, and inside you can see that there's full planking. There is a slight circle from presumably where it's ejected from the injection moulding, and these are much finer than the other wagon. You can see the thickness of the wagon body there is much thicker on the older one. There is a weird bit where just in one corner the paint is sort of missing just here, but I think that just might be part of the process of applying the livery. And I think these are UV printed, but I'm not sure. But it looks very good, and I imagine a train of these would look amazing going along like a big massive scenic N-gauge layout, pulled behind some sort of LNER or Great Eastern locomotive. So yeah, that's I'll see how close up I can get it with the camera without it blurring again. And there's even writing on the wagon plate there, but whether it's legible or not with a microscope, I don't know. I can't read it myself, it's too small. So yeah, I mean, the wagon looks very nice. Like I said, I don't know how accurate it is to the real thing, but at least we have a nice Colman's livery wagon. And like I said, they're very fine sides. I think they're slightly thicker at the bottom, and they get thinner as they go towards the top, so that should help stop it bowing under the the thinness. Obviously on the older one they were thicker and they had these sort of sticky out bits of plastic to hold up the sides and stop them from bowing. And also the planks themselves have a nice relief. They're not too deep. They've just got the right amount of visible 3D-ness. I don't know if that's the best way to describe it. But yeah, I think that's a nice little comparison there for you. And hopefully, when I get down onto the railway, it'll run nicely. So I'm going to take those over to An Coirean and give them a little run around. And I'll bring the van over as well. So a little mustard train. So for a start, I'm just going to test how well it couples up. So I'm going to try couple it up with this van as I shunt them into the siding. There you go. And I need to get the loco a little bit of a nudge. There you go. They're coupled up now. And we'll go and see if we can get it through the points. Yeah, no trouble there with these Kato points. Right, so I'll move around and we can see it coupling up to the other Colman's wagon. Right, so here we go into the siding. Then let's load it down there. We can couple up. Here we are. I think that's coupled up now. And then we can couple it up to this northeastern brake van, which is sort of prototypical for a Colman's train, I guess. There we are. And we can send our Colman's train off on its way and get some footage of them running. Right, so I just stopped the train there in the station. There we are. Well, that was my little Colman's comparison, and it's a nice little train of wagons I have going now as well. I'll have to try and get the Dapple gunpowder van in the Colman's livery and the new Colman's van. I could do a comparison with my weathered one. It's a lovely wagon, and it's a lovely livery. And, you know, if you're looking for a smart, colourful livery for an N-gauge wagon on your railway, you know, I can definitely recommend that anyways, because it's a lovely wagon. And I'll have to see whether you can get a load for this type of wagon and how convincing it will be. But for now, that's the end of this video. So thank you very much for watching. Don't forget you can like, comment, share and subscribe. And there's also the subscribe bubble and the playlist thing. There's only 22 days to Christmas. Right. I'm off. Ta-ra.